Hello, welcome to Miller's Planet. It's me, Jay, your president, or planetary dictator? Today's video is insane in a lot of ways, so buckle the
seat belts.
So a couple days ago, I was looking through my recommendations on YouTube. You just have one of those nights. You just break open a brand new box of Pop-Tarts, you put your feet up, and then you scroll through the endless amount of shit that YouTube recommends to you. I'm really glad I did because eventually I landed on this video, some like time traveling video by Apextv. And it was so weird, I followed it back to its channel. It seems like they have an entire channel just dedicated to setting up these definitely real interviews with these time travelers. And I've got some time on my hands. I'm waiting for some parts to arrive for the rover. So I thought, why not do a video on these time travelers? So this first one I want you to see is called Time Traveler from 2030 Lie Detector in all caps Test. Basically, this kid Noah is from the year 2030 and he's gotten pretty popular. Like, he's been on the news for his time traveler capabilities, and Apextv, this is an interview he does with them about what it's like to be a time traveler. So let's watch.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Apextv. This is the highly anticipated lie detector test we did on Noah, who claims to be an actual time traveler from the year 2030.
You guys know that 2030 is like 10 years away, right?
We sat down with him in person for the second time and hooked him up on a lie detector to see if he was telling the truth. Hello everybody and welcome back to Apextv. Today we're talking with Noah. We're actually doing the highly anticipated lie detector test. I know a lot of you have been looking forward to this. So we're going to be asking Noah a few questions. Could you show that to the camera real quick, Noah?
It looks like they just taped some like wires to his hand and put a blood pressure cuff on him.
Very professional, guys.
Okay, Noah, let's just start off with the basics, and we'll see what the lie detector says. First off, are you an actual time traveler from the year 2030?
Yeah.
There's your proof.
Again, we will be taking a look at the results of this lie detector after the video is over. So, Noah, a lot of people ask us if you have any actual evidence that you are a time traveler.
Yeah, so I have no physical evidence besides the thing that's in the wrist and, predictions, but I'm not sure if I can give them due to a paradox.
Just from that answer alone, you can tell that this guy's a kid. He's probably like 14 years old. Oh, I can't give that information due to a paradox. It's like he looked up on WikiHow how to do a convincing time traveler interview. And the first thing that popped up was like, whatever question makes you feel uncomfortable, just say, it will cause a paradox.
So, I know you mentioned other videos if Trump's going to be reelected. Is that true?
Yes, he is going to be reelected.
And how about from the time you're from, in 2030, who's going to be president?
Yolanda Renee King.
Lima fucking what? Did you just say Lima Rita?
Yolanda Renee King.
They changed his voice to such a low-pitched level, you can't even understand what he's saying half the time.
Been training for a while. I don't think I'm going to be, caught by anything.
Are you hoping to live until the year 2030 or 2028? You say time travel is going to be existed. Is that correct?
No, it's going to be like it's already invented. It's just introduced to the public.
So we recently interviewed a guy who claims to work on quantum computers. Are quantum computers used for time traveling?
I think some of them, but for there we go. They are.
Noah, are quantum computers responsible for time travel?
Yeah, some of them are.
Noah, did you want to give any kind of specifics?
No. Nope.
It's just that I worked pretty hard to set up this interview, so...
Every answer I'm going to give you is going to be extremely vague because I'm 14.
Like, every response this guy gives is going to be some, like, half-assed, crappily put-together answer because he's some high school kid. It looks like they're in some kind of high school and they just pulled some random kid out of class to come do this interview.
Well, there's other ways, and I don't use the way for quantum computers.
You don't. Could you tell us about the method you actually use to time travel?
Yes, tell us, Noah.
Yeah, I use a bunch of electricity around me, or like if I'm not in the place where I'm supposed to time travel. Usually, I'm in this giant dome underground where like electricity generates, and then I the technology over my body will fire up, and then I just time travel.
What the hell? Hold on, let me try to break this down.
Usually I'm in this giant dome underground.
Dome underground.
Where electricity generates, and then
Electricity generates and then I...
the technology over my body will
Technology over my body...
fire up, and then I just time travel.
fire up and then time travel. So, okay, from an engineering and science perspective, having a bunch of electricity around you, no matter if you're in an underground dome, won't do that to you. So, it won't take you to another point in time. But it is so funny to me that this is a real video that is on the internet and is believed by some people.
Okay, and I know you mentioned you have you actually have something implanted in your wrist.
Yeah, it's like around right here.
What about transportation in the year 2030?
I love how laid back their editing style is. Like, hey, I just had a quick question about these edits. So, this is the part where the kid shows us his wrist. Should I zoom in on that?
If you have the footage, go for it, dude.
Actually, both camera guys just zoomed in on his face, so that's all I have.
Fuck it, dude. I do not care. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just the janitor.
What the fuck? No, you're my boss. What?
Fucking 420 blaze it, bro. Fuck.
No, I think if I'm remembering it right, they do show it at the end for proof of legitimacy. Because if I'm going to believe some kid is from the future, he better have some kind of weird-ass alien technology implanted in his body somewhere.
What about transportation in the year 2030? Do people still take airplanes?
Yeah, people still take airplanes.
Oh, hold on. Student resources in conference center. I knew this was done in some kind of high school. I fucking called it, mate. This guy's in high school or college. They could give less than a shit. They blurred out his face and you could tell they tried blurring this part out, but they missed like half of the poster. If it wasn't obvious enough that this kid is in high school.
So speaking of global warming, do we kind of switch to alternative energy sources?
Yeah, we use a lot of that, like, but we were like slowing down on, fossil fuels and, nuclear power.
What about in terms of implementing it into cars?
In cars, it's not yet there because of the fact that, basically, like, if you're trying to drive at night, it's going to be annoying, because your car's going to shut down at night because there's no sun.
Okay, this has to be said. So you have this time traveler next to you, which is pretty cool, right? And then you ask him just the dumbest shit.
Do we still use coins?
Yeah, we still use regular money.
Like, obviously, he came back in time for a reason. I'm sure your subscribers would rather see Noah, tell us about why he came back in time. I don't know.
Hey guys, it turns out that chickens are going to become super dangerous. There are like trillions of them, and they have very pointy beaks. So, just invest in shin guards.
I don't know, but you're just asking him all these like yes or no obvious questions that anyone could answer yes or no to.
How are the ranges of electric cars in 2030?
Like a normal car, just a little longer.
So what you're saying is that in the year 2030, our electric cars will be able to go as far on a single charge as our gas cars right now.
Yeah, and like they're like right next to like the regular cars in the future.
That last couple sentences perfectly encapsulates this whole conversation. He's like, yeah, how are the ranges for these electric cars? Are they better in the future?
Oh, yes. They're like a normal car.
Oh, I think I know what you're trying to say. Battery technology is going to become so advanced in the next decade that I'm soon going to be able to take my electric car as far as I can with my gas car. Sure, that's what he said. Or did he just say normal because he doesn't know what you're talking about?
By the year 2030, do we discover intelligent alien life?
Yeah, we do. Intelligent. Yeah, intelligent.
So Noah, we just took the lie detector off you, and I want to thank you for coming on the show with us today. It was a real pleasure to talk with you again, and I hope to do another live stream with you soon.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We then went to a doctor and did an x-ray on Noah's wrist. As you can see, there is a small foreign object next to his carpal bones. The doctor had no clue whatsoever as to what it was, and Noah did not want to get it surgically removed.
It's funny they should include that. It looks like they just looked up microchip in hand and then just grabbed the first one they saw. It's literally this, but they took the microchip and moved it down like an inch. By the way, it's a near field chip for like garage doors and smartphones. So that is the end of that video. That was so painfully obviously fake, but so many people made it a headline. Like, I'm pretty sure it got 4.5 million views. And it came out that, yeah, it was fake. Obviously, the kid, Dennis Bell, came out with his own video saying why and how he did it.
Millions of people, believers and skeptics, all heard the story of Noah the Time Traveler. The time traveler who got stuck in this time from, like, the year 2030. Well, it's all fake. If you haven't guessed already, I'm not an actual time traveler. I'm just a 16-year-old boy who fooled the internet. It started when I was 14 years old. I was obsessed with YouTube and was posting comedy videos on my channel nearly every day. Eventually, it led me to become friends with the owner of Apextv, so he gave me $20 to do a fake time traveler video and just blur my face, deepen my voice, and he'd post on his second channel.
I have traveled back to November 13th, 2017, from early in the year 2021.
Apextv gave him $20.
They're all fake. Me and Apextv faked them all. I never had a chip in my wrist. I never had a real lie detector test. I never met my future self. And I never had a video from the future. They're all fake. I still even have the unedited Noah videos on my computer right here.
But this is really important to me, and I have to go. I am trying to do this really urgently, and
Should I play sad music when it's going?
I'm gonna show this in the next video. Obviously, we take this really badly. This is the map in 2030.
But the story goes even deeper. Apextv came out with their own video like 10 days after this kid's, saying that the real Noah is someone else. Apextv released their own video called The Truth About Noah the Time Traveler. Now, keep in mind while I play this next part, Dennis Bell was 14 when he did this, when he created all these videos. And he gave photographic evidence that yes, it was indeed him.
I can't keep the secret any longer, and I don't even want to keep this secret. So you guys were right. I'm an FBI operative. No, I'm joking.
Just kidding. My real name is Jason, and I am not a time traveler. I'm just a regular guy, unemployed, living at home. I wanted to tell you all the truth about who I really am.
Yeah, they got this like 35 to 45-year-old man to be the Noah the Time Traveler scapegoat. Like, why? I gotta say, knowing the truth really adds a layer of hilariousness to this whole thing. I just find it so funny that even their big reveal story where they're trying to be transparent is so fittingly half-assed and like fabricated.
At the time, I was also struggling with my sexuality, so it was a really hard period in my life. I didn't have any close friends, and I wasn't even that close with my family. And that's when I came across Apextv. I became obsessed.
They felt the need to add that he's bi-curious.
I was also struggling with my sexuality.
Why would they need to do that? Couldn't they just reach out to the actual guy? I am not sure, but I'm guessing it wasn't for anonymity purposes. The guy tried to make his own video, but they copyright striked him. LOL. I want to show you one more. This one is from a month ago. It's called Time Traveler from 4040 Reveals Future Events. I just gotta say, this one is hilarious. Hats off to you guys at Apextv for making this shit.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Apextv. We are here today with a man named Adam Lawrence, who claims to be a time traveler from the year 4040.
Hey guys, welcome to Miller's Planet, your favorite gay sex channel.
So in the original email that you sent us explaining your story, you mentioned a lot of things that actually caught my eye. For example, you said you were born on which planet again?
I was actually born on Mars. Many people actually live on Mars now. My parents actually thought that would be the best place to bring a kid up, so they had me born there. Speaking of Mars, there are many other planets that are also inhabited. The 4 others are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Pluto.
I bet you anything under that guy's obviously naturally blurry skin, that guy is trying so hard not to laugh right now. I would be. You guys are keeping it together pretty well.
Wow, so if you're able to go to all these different planets, even Pluto, like you mentioned, is commercial spaceflight a really common thing in the future?
Yes, they've created a sort of like bus-like spaceship. You can get on. It takes no longer than a week to get through the entire thing. From Pluto to Mercury, if you're taking on, it's called the Universal Vacation.
Honestly, I hope in the 4040s, if we do have a bus-like transportation, we name it something a little bit cooler than a universal vacation. It's not even accurate. It's like the opposite of what would be accurate. It's not the universe, it's the solar system, and it's not a vacation if people are traveling to settle down permanently.
Do you send unmanned probes ever to other planets?
We have many robots out in space. Like, we have advanced technologies to the 2018 satellites. Those that just orbit
moons or orbit other objects or just fly straight. We have many that can do more than that and much longer.
Man, I've got to say, this guy has some pretty amazing grammar for a member of an advanced human species. So articulate.
We have many that can do more than that and much longer. So do we still use wireless internet, like Wi-Fi in the future?
Yes, we do have to have Wi-Fi access for all of this to work, but also other government employees have developed a tech that gives us Wi-Fi across our entire solar system. Anywhere in our solar system, you have access to Wi-Fi on all the planets, all the moons, and even through the travels.
So you're telling me in 2,000 years, not only are we still going to be using Wi-Fi, it's still going to be called Wi-Fi? Also, let me Google something real quick. How long...
No, 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 no.
So speaking in 2018 terms, in the last 100 years, the average life expectancy of a person has become exponentially greater, and I can only imagine how long people live in the future. So how long do people live?
So the average lifespan around 40 is about 400 years old. Right now, currently, I am actually 105.
Okay, could I just point out the obvious real quick? If you've lived on Mars for 105 years, there's a 0% chance that you would look like a modern-day white male. I'm just gonna say it. Mars does not have the atmosphere or the magnetic field capable of shielding you from all of the sun's radiation. So unless you lived all 105 years underground in some kind of lead-lined bunker, or you found a way to terraform the entire planet to be just like Earth and gave it a magnetic field, you would definitely be a different color. Also, gravity is like 38% of Earth's, so you would be some kind of very tall person. Also, time travel is impossible, and if we had access to it as a species, we would find some way to fuck it up, and we'd be extinct within minutes.
So speaking of all these different planets, first off, I'm really curious as to how the life is on each one of them. So is there like one government that encompasses all of these planets?
The governmental form of democracy has been adopted by the universe as a whole, and each individual planet and moon has its own.
I'm getting a little worried here. I know this is fake, and this guy's probably getting paid like 20 bucks, but I'm worried that this guy doesn't know that the solar system and the universe are two different things. Universe much bigger than solar system. Solar system small.
So when is time travel actually invented?
I've been informed that it is actually invented in the 1980s, but it is not commercial until 2028.
Can you explain to us exactly how a paradox works?
Talking about a paradox would create a paradox from the sheer fact of a paradox.
That was so weird. Why do you need this guy to tell you what a paradox is? Everyone knows what a paradox is past the age of like 12. And why couldn't you just tell him what it is? It's not like telling him the definition of a paradox would cause one.
So all I will say on the paradox is that the paradox is bad.
Got it. Paradoxes are bad. Thank you. That cleared it up.
What will AI be like in the year 4040?
Well, actually, we live with AI. We just have them as friends or helpers and workers, and also they are government officials. Like each planet and moon has a government official that is AI.
Wow, so are these artificial intelligences, are they actually conscious like you and me?
With further technology, they have been able to give artificial intelligence a conscience.
It seems like they just improvise parts of the script. Like the interviewer just said, "Are they conscious like you and me?" And 4040 guy says, "Yeah, they were able to give AI a conscience." And the subtitles say conscious both times because that's what was written in the script, but 4040 guy felt the need to improvise because you said conscience and now things are awkward.
So this is kind of a personal question, but is Apextv very big in the future?
Yes, they do exist. Forms of media become more of a virtual reality. This is what you guys consider it in 2018. And Apextv becomes a company supplying virtual reality to the people of the universe.
Hey guys, I think if anyone still believed this was real, I think that was a really good way to delegitimize the entire video. Not only is your YouTube channel going to last 2,000 years, it's going to supply virtual reality to the entire universe? Or do you think he means he's going to turn his YouTube channel now into a VR company and then last 2,000 years and spread his VR throughout the entire universe? Well guys, I think that is it for this video. just for the record, I don't think that this Dennis Bell guy is like a bad kid or problematic. He was just a kid, you know, pulling a goof. But, you know, Apextv, I think you guys could benefit from someone that knows their science so they could legitimize your fake videos. Someone that could make the sciencey parts of your videos sound more believable. And if you needed a guy, I would be perfectly okay with you throwing me like 20 bucks an episode. I know that's what you give the stars of your show, but it would be worth it, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing videos like this. If you have a weird channel you want me to roast, just go ahead and leave a comment. I will do any and all recommendations, even if they were commented out of spite, even if they were commented ironically. Anyway, I will see you next time.